Hello and welcome to a ROBLOX scripting tutorial on loops. There are many types of loops. I'm going to show you while true do loops, for loops, a for generic loop, and a repeat until loop. Now, as you know, for conditionals, you have to do if something is another thing, then enter, and you get end. For loops, instead of having then, let's do while loop first. While true, do. You see you have to do a do, not then. Then will not work. If you actually use then, you'll be reminded. Expected do, meaning this expects do to be here instead of then. So just in case you forget, the red line should help you. While true do, print hi. Now, if we were to run this script, hi would be spammed in output a ton of times. Way too fast to notice. But in actuality, this loop will never end. Nothing here will ever occur. And this will actually crash your game because no waits exist. This runs way too fast and at an endless rate that Roblox will just crash due to it. So to fix this, you need a wait inside or something to cause the script to wait. This is the minimum you can do, I believe, as a wait. If you did wait 1, then every 1 second, forever, you will see print hi in the output, over and over and over. Now, the point of programming, you want your scripts to be as efficient and as short as possible. And one way to do this, remove true, then do wait, and then the time you want to wait. This will still work, and instead, the wait will also happen, but in the beginning of the script right here. So it'll print hi, wait 1 second, print hi, wait 1 second, and repeat this over and over and over. With this, you can also make it occur at a certain point, like local can run equals false. So while can run, when can run becomes true, the while will occur, this loop. So if you did wait 5, can run equals true, then this will occur. So now you should know that while this part has to be true, and doing wait instead of true or false here will work. If false will make this not continue. As in, because this is false, if you remove here, 5 seconds pass, this will not occur. And in this, let's put this back to wait 1. We don't need this now. If we did this, then break. Break will stop this loop entirely. So the first time this loop continues will be while wait 1 do, then print hi, and then break. This part ended. This will not continuously print hi after it reaches this point. And if you type after it, a equals a, hover over here, this basically means there's nothing expected to happen after break. So you can't type anything after you type break. Reminder, break works in every loop, just to stop your loop at any point you want, if wanted. Let's do a for loop, this format, for I equals 0, 1, let's just do 10, do. I is a variable. So for I, this is a variable. This can be anything you want. This can be banana, cat, H, Q, Z, anything. In the wiki, you'll see I believe. So for I equals, meaning I will, first time this runs, it'll equal, I think, 0, maybe 1 at first. Then it'll go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For each time it continues. So it'll run, then I will become, if you print I, you'll notice it'll print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the output. Maybe you don't want to go up by increments of 1. There's a third thing you can add here. By default, this basically exists. So if you didn't add comma 1 at the end, it's imaginarily there. Like for algebra, x equals x plus 1, whatever. In this x, there's a 1 in front, imaginarily. That's the same thing. The end is imaginarily, by default, there. You don't have to include it. But if you did, you can change it up. So 0.5, this will increase 0.5 each time. So if you did print I, it'll be 0.5, 1, 1.5, all the way to 10. However, with these loops, there's a problem with decimals. So sometimes you won't reach actually 10. It might stop at 9.5. And to keep this safe, I discovered that you can do 10.5, and this will correctly make it towards 10 or 10.5, causing no problem. And yes, you can do negatives here. So you could switch the 10 and the 0. Then this will go 10, then 9.5, so on and so forth, and then stop at 0. Of course, safety, keep it negative 0.5. Or if you made this negative 0.25, like that. Now if you did break, the second this happens, I would be 10, this would end. It would either be 10 or 9.75. You can test that out by printing. So this would end and continue on. Like I said, for the while loop, it's infinite, and it will crash your game if you just fire it without any weights. This will not. You can do this as it is. Say, leave it like that, run it, and just do print A. Then it'll print A as many times as 25 goes to here, negative 0.25. And it will not break because there's no weights. Because this is not infinite, it will end, so it won't crash anything. Of course, a weight can be added if you prefer. Now, after this one, we can do a generic for, still ending with do. For I, v, in pairs, do. Like I said for the last one, variable here, anything you want. This is in the wiki as I, then v, because I standing for iterator, and v standing for the value. This will make more sense when I explain the in pairs. So you should know tables by now. Let's make a quick table. Instead, I actually made a dictionary. This will explain it better. For I, v, in pairs, inside of these, this parameter, put the table. Now this will iterate, or in other words, go through this table and print out I or v. That is if you do print I. And if you don't know about print, this can have an unlimited amount of arguments as I, comma v. Then you can even do comma a, comma a, comma a, comma a, and continue on. Just a neat little thing about print. So print I, comma v. This will print this I, whatever it equals, and this will print the v. Now if you were to run this, it would print key here, then value here, because this is the key, this is what the I would be, and the value would be the v, the value. And then it would print high, and it would print by, together though, right here. A lot of people, like when you use this, sometimes you really don't need this I, you're not going to use it. So what I do, and a lot of other scripters do, an underscore. Of course, this way you can't reference it. If you try to reference it, it won't work. But this is just for if you don't need it. You can name this anything you want. Iterator if you wanted. However that's spelled, I think it's iterator. V, you can change this however you want. I know how to spell this one. In fact, you can even exclude the V if you don't need it. It'll still work. Break also will stop this at any given time it happens. So this loop would stop at break. And no, you do not need any weights in it either. Next up would be repeat. If you type repeat and press enter, you'll see until occur as an option. This will continuously do anything in this area until whatever condition here is met. So I'll give you an example. Let's make a Boolean value for a variable. Then repeat wait 1. Of course, you can have this wait 1 right here if you wanted. It doesn't really matter. Actually, let's just do a equals 0, a equals a plus 1 until a is 10. Now, as you do this, 1 second, a equals a plus 1, so now it'll become 1 all the way up till 10. At that point, it becomes 10 until a is equal to 10. This is when this whole loop would stop occurring. Anything here can continue. You can have multiple different things here, so if a is 10 or a is 9, that's all. You don't need thens, do's, or anything with repeat untils. You can even put this all into one line, like that. Still work. Might not look as neat. Sometimes repeat, wait, until. You can squish that in one line if that's how you prefer it. It doesn't really matter. Now, what I didn't tell you yet about these loops is every single one yields your script. Yield means to stop. So right now, until this hits 10, if we did print hello, this would not happen until this condition, one of these two, are met. So if you run this, it'll take about 9 seconds, just because of this guy, for this to happen, because it's yielded. Everything down here is yielded. If you did a break and before these happen, this will happen. As a little advanced tip, this probably doesn't belong in basic, but I'll add it because we're talking about loops. If you were to do while, wait, 1, do, technically never will anything here occur, but if you did spawn function, this will happen. This is threading, it's more advanced, but basically this won't yield the script if it's inside spawn. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. The next tutorials will be on advanced things in a new playlist.